Watch how Aja Wilson's unstoppable performance rewrote the WNBA record books. Aja Wilson has been dominating the WNBA since she first stepped onto the court. As a 3-time league MVP, a multiple-time All-Star, and a defensive powerhouse, her name is already etched in the history books. But on this night, she took her legacy even further. Entering the game just 11 points shy of the WNBA's single-season scoring record, Wilson had one goal: make history. There are players who stand out for a season or two, players who break through for a highlight reel, and then there are legends, athletes whose names become synonymous with greatness. Aja Wilson is one of those legends. Since her debut in the WNBA in 2018, Wilson has dominated the league with a unique combination of power, finesse, and leadership. She's a 3-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, and a multi-time All-Star. But more than just accolades, Aja has been the face of the Las Vegas Aces' rise to prominence. Wilson's reputation has been built on more than just numbers. Her game reflects the evolution of women's basketball itself: physical, fast-paced, and focused. Standing at 6'4", she's as much a force in the paint as she is on the perimeter. Opponents know that when Wilson steps onto the court, they're in for a long night. She commands double teams and still finds ways to dominate. Teammates thrive around her, knowing that she draws defensive attention, freeing up space for others to succeed. Heading into the matchup against the Indiana Fever, there was something even bigger on the line for Aja. Already a champion and a leader on her team, Wilson was just 11 points away from breaking the WNBA's single-season scoring record, previously held by Jewell Loyd. This wasn't just another game, it was a chance to etch her name deeper into basketball history. From the opening tip, it was clear that Wilson was on a mission. The Indiana Fever, despite being a solid team, had no answer for her aggressive play. Wilson came out of the gate with the same intensity that has defined her season. In the first quarter alone, she dropped 10 points, coming just one shy of tying the record. The Fever fought back, trying to disrupt her rhythm. Lexi Hull and Aaliyah Boston were quick to pressure her, but Wilson's ability to adapt her game was on full display. Whether it was pulling up for a jumper or bullying her way to the rim, she showed the versatility that has made her one of the most unguardable players in the league. Her footwork in the post was sharp, and her mid-range game kept Indiana guessing. As the second quarter rolled on, it wasn't a matter of if Wilson would break the record, it was when. With just 26.4 seconds left before halftime, the ball found its way into Wilson's hands. Positioned near the free throw line, she caught a quick pass from Chelsea Gray, gave her defender a slight head fake, and released a smooth jumper. The ball swished through the net, and just like that, Aja Wilson had officially surpassed Jewell Loyd's record of 939 points. The stadium erupted, her teammates mobbed her, and the crowd knew they were witnessing history. But Wilson wasn't done. That's the thing about her game. It's relentless. With the weight of the moment behind her, she didn't let up. Throughout the third quarter, Wilson continued to lead by example, pulling down rebounds and blocking shots on the defensive end. Her dominance isn't just limited to scoring. Wilson is also one of the league's premier defenders, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Every shot contested, every rebound grabbed, it was clear that Wilson's focus wasn't just on setting records, it was about winning. Indiana, to their credit, fought hard to stay in the game. Kelsey Mitchell, who had been carrying the Fever's offense, kept finding ways to keep her team in it. She dropped 24 points on the night, and for a brief moment, the Fever seemed like they could close the gap. By the fourth quarter, the score was close, just a 6-point lead for the Aces. The game was far from over, and the Fever were not going to make it easy. With about 4 minutes left on the clock, Indiana had closed the gap to 72-66. A few more defensive stops, and they could have turned the tide. But that's when Wilson took over once again. In a span of just 2 minutes, she scored 8 consecutive points. Pull-up jumpers, a smooth post move, and a driving layup. Wilson was unstoppable. The Fever threw everything they had at her, but it wasn't enough. At one point, Caitlin Clark missed a wide-open three-pointer that could have brought Indiana within striking distance. Wilson, unfazed, continued to push. Her final points came with just over a minute left on the clock when she drove to the basket, drew contact, and completed a tough three-point play, putting the Aces up 82-73. Even with the game seemingly out of reach, Wilson wasn't done impacting the game. With just seconds remaining, she made a critical steal, setting up Alicia Clark for a corner three that sealed the deal at 86-75. It was a fitting end to a night where Wilson had not only broken a record, but had dominated on both ends of the floor. The Fever simply had no answer. Before we continue breaking down A'ja Wilson's legendary performance, make sure to like this video and share it with other basketball fans. Let's get the word out about this historic moment. As the final buzzer sounded, the Las Vegas Aces celebrated their 86-75 victory over the Indiana Fever, marking their 14th straight win against the team. But the victory was more than just another check in the win column. It was a night that would be remembered in WNBA history. A'ja Wilson's performance wasn't just a personal milestone, it was a defining moment for the league itself. By setting a new single-season scoring record, Wilson didn't just surpass her peers. She raised the bar for what's possible in women's basketball. In just 35 games, she scored 956 points, eclipsing the previous record set by Jewell Loyd, who had needed 38 games to reach 939 points. Wilson's ability to dominate in fewer games speaks to the efficiency and consistency of her play. Every night, she shows up ready to compete, and this game was no exception. What truly set this moment apart was how it added to the growing conversation around the visibility of women's sports. Wilson's record-breaking performance wasn't just a personal victory. It was a moment for the entire league to shine. Every shot she made, every rebound she grabbed, echoed louder than just statistics. They represented the culmination of years of hard work and the progress of the WNBA itself. This wasn't just about surpassing a record, but about creating a future where these accomplishments become the standard for female athletes worldwide. Beyond the numbers, though, this game highlighted the essence of what makes Wilson such a special player. It's not just her ability to score, though 27 points and 12 rebounds in this game alone are a testament to that. It's her leadership, her poise under pressure, and her ability to rise to the occasion when it matters most. The Aces, already a dominant team, have become a juggernaut in part because of Wilson's influence, both on and off the court. This record-breaking performance adds to a long list of achievements that have already solidified her legacy. But what's perhaps most exciting is that Wilson isn't done. With just a few games remaining in the season, she stands on the brink of yet another unprecedented milestone, becoming the first WNBA player to score 1,000 points in a single season. If anyone can achieve it, it's Wilson. Her journey, however, is about more than personal accolades. Wilson has become a role model for young athletes everywhere. Her drive, determination, and love for the game are infectious. In interviews, she often talks about how she plays for the young girls watching her, the ones dreaming of being in her shoes one day. And as she continues to break records and redefine what's possible in women's basketball, she's not just playing for herself, she's paving the way for the next generation. This night, though, wasn't just about her individual greatness. It was a reminder of the growing power of the WNBA. As the league continues to expand its fan base and grow in popularity, performances like Wilson's are showing the world that women's basketball is here to stay. Players like her are the driving force behind the league's continued rise, helping it gain the respect and recognition it deserves on a global stage. For the Las Vegas Aces, this game was a key victory as they continue their push for better playoff seeding. With Wilson leading the charge, the Aces are a serious contender, and if her performance in this game is any indication, she's more than ready to lead her team to another championship. Her ability to deliver when the pressure is highest is exactly why the Aces are never out of contention, no matter who they face. As the season winds down, all eyes will remain on A'ja Wilson. The question is no longer whether she's one of the greats. That's been answered. The real question now is how far she can go. With every game, every shot, and every record broken, Wilson is writing a legacy that will be remembered for generations to come. So, as we look back on this night, it's not just about the 27 points she scored or the record she broke. It's about what that performance represents, the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and the unshakable belief that she could be the best. Aja Wilson is more than just a star. She's a force of nature, and her journey is far from over. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more content on the best moments in women's basketball, make sure to subscribe to Baller Queens on YouTube and stay updated on all the latest WNBA action.